Welcome back, everyone. Last time we covered while loops with break and continue statements. Those will both work inside of a for loop, which is our topic today. However, I'm not going to cover them because you've already seen how they work. They work essentially the exact same in a for loop. However, let's get started. So I'm just going to call this for loops.py. There we go. And for loops are easy once you understand it. They are a lot at the beginning. Okay? And it's the same with any other programming language. The reason why I teach them after while loops is because while loops are if statements that loop, and for loops are basically condensed while loops. So in a while loop, you would have a number, maybe a counter. Then you would have to add to it inside the while loop, and you'd have to set like the start value. In a for loop, for I in range, if I want to start at 0, I put 0. If I want to end at 7, I say 7. And it goes up to, but not including 7. And then I can print I. Okay? And then I'm just going to run that really quick. So it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is our first while loop just converted into a for loop. And it's a lot going on. I is a variable that only exists in the indented code here. So if I end the program here, or end the loop here, and try to print I, never mind. I'm going to cut that out. So this counted up. So what if we want to count up by a different number? Instead of plus equals 1 in while, we would just change the 1 to whatever. But there is no 1 for us to change in a for loop. Well, that's where we change this in our bracket here, or our parentheses here. 0, so start at 0, end at 7, and then count up by 2. So now it's going to count up by 2. It goes 0, 2, 4, 6. Perfect. Okay, so now we know how to count up by 2. How do we count down? Well, if I do -2. Start at 0, go to 7, down by 2. Well, this might be interesting. It didn't work. Well, that's because 0 is less than 7 and we're counting down, so Python knows not to actually start it. To actually reverse this, I have to say start at 7, end at 0, and then run it. So now it'll start at 7, subtract 2, subtract 2, subtract 2, and then once it's negative, it stops because it doesn't end exactly on it. Okay, so that's how for loops work. How to count up, how to count down, how to skip count. You can add if statements inside of them. So you could have like if I is equal to 2, break. And you can do that before the print, after the print. Order matters, of course. And it behaves very similar to a while loop. It's just more condensed. Okay, that should be enough for you to do your daily activities. And then work on your final unit assessment. So that could be a project or study for a test. And I will see you in the next one.